y'all, it's your girl Patricia P and welcome back to my channel, The Carnal Chronicles. This is a sex positive space where we're going to discuss some shit, we're going to learn some shit, grow, then share that shit. So let's get into it. Today, I'm breaking this episode into 3 parts. There's a lot of content and I want it to be digestible. We will be highlighting some common sexually transmitted infections, okay? Now, before we move on to our list, I will be referring to them as STIs versus what we're commonly used to hearing them referred to as STDs. The name change came from the American Sexual Health Association, who wanted to give a more accurate depiction and to address stigma around this topic. So when you say disease, it almost implies that the medical issue you're experiencing has a very clear sign or symptom. According to the association, a lot of times the most common sexually transmitted infections have little to no signs or symptoms. So it makes sense to refer to them as an infection versus a disease. For example, you have a sinus infection. With enough rest and hydration, you probably can clear that up on your own, or you get prescribed something to clear it up. The sinus infection doesn't turn into a disease. And that, my friends, are how most STIs operate, as an infection. While most of us use the terms interchangeably, there is a difference. So, considering saying STIs moving forward today when referring to any of the ones that are on our list. Also, I wanted to mention that this video may not be as funny as my other ones. I really want to remove the stigma around STIs and open the line of communication to speak on it and be able to speak on it with your partners. Majority of the times they are curable, so if you're paying attention to your body and seek medical attention right away, you'll be fine. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's jump into it. Bacterial vaginosis, better known as BV, is an imbalance of good and harmful bacteria in the vagina. BV is the most common vaginal condition in vulva owners between the ages of 15 and 44. There are a few treatments that can be taken to bring the bacterial balance back to normal for the individual experiencing it. Now, I've covered this one more in depth in another video, so check it out when you get a chance. Next up is chlamydia. It's caused by a bacterium and doesn't show any real sign or symptoms, which can make it a little difficult to know if you even have it or if you're potentially spreading it. If symptoms do show up, it could take several weeks to do so, and individuals should look out for the following: pain or burning while urinating, pain during sex, abnormal vaginal discharge, usually yellow in color and a strong odor. Those with the vulva may experience bleeding in between periods. Those with the penis may discover a pus or watery, milky discharge, swollen or tender testicles, pain, discharge, and or bleeding around the anus. Now, lucky for us, chlamydia is treatable with antibiotics. Depending on the severity, your healthcare provider will prescribe the best treatment that will work for you. Sometimes your doctor will give you medicine for both you and your partner to stop the spreading of the infection going back and forth between the two of you, as well as other people. Moving on, gonorrhea, also known as the or the drip. It's also caused by a bacterium. This one affects the mucous membranes of the reproductive tract, including the cervix, uterus, and fallopian tubes in vulva owners, and the urethra in both vulva and penis owners. Now, if you're not sure what a urethra is, check out my anatomy videos. Let's talk about the symptoms of gonorrhea. Symptoms more or less show up within a week of infection. If you own a penis, you might notice a yellow, white, or green discharge drip, pain or burning when urinating, and or pain or swelling around your testicles. If you own a vulva, you might notice abnormal discharge from the vagina that might be different in color, bleeding in between your periods or after sex, pain or burning when urinating. Now, for both owners, gonorrhea can spread from one part to another. So there's a chance of the infection spreading to your anus. Anal gonorrhea often doesn't have any symptoms, but if they appear, keep an eye out for the following: itching in or around your anus, discharge from your anus, pain when moving your bowels. Other sites that can be affected with gonorrhea is your eyes, throat, and joints. Syphilis is a bacterial infection that usually spreads sexually when you encounter a kink or sore. These sores can appear on and around the penis, vulva, vagina, anus, rectum, lips, or mouth. This infection moves through 4 stages of development: primary, secondary, latent, and tertiary. Each stage can have different signs and symptoms and can last for weeks, months, or even years. Now let's take a moment to go through each of the stages. The primary stage. During the primary stage, this is where the infection has entered your body. This is indicated by the sores or sores in and around the following areas, again, the penis, vulva, vagina, anus, rectum, lips, or mouth. The sores usually are firm, round, and painless. The sores can last anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks and will heal on their own without treatment. However, you should be seeking treatment so the infection doesn't move on to the secondary stage. The secondary stage. During this stage, it usually starts with a rash on one or more areas of your body, such as your palms or the bottom of your feet. They won't itch, but they'll be rough with a red or reddish brown color. The rash will appear when your sores are healing or a few weeks after they're gone. Now, like stage 1, you should still seek treatment so the infection won't move into the last 2 stages. The latent stage. During the latent stage, if the infection is left untreated, this is where the infection lays dormant for weeks, months, or even years with no visible sign or symptoms. Now, after laying dormant in stage 3, this infection can move into the tertiary stage, which can be anywhere from 10 to 30 years later after the initial infection during stage 1. During this time, many different organs and systems can be affected. We're talking the brain, nervous system, the heart, or blood vessels. Now, if left untreated, syphilis at this stage can cause serious permanent internal damage. It can also cause blindness, paralysis, or even death. As a healthcare provider can usually diagnose this stage of syphilis with the help of multiple tests. Now, syphilis is curable in the early stages with the right antibiotics from your healthcare provider. However, treatment might not undo any of the damage the infection has already caused. Now, I will be saying this throughout the entire 3-part episode. Sexually active or taking a break and you're not right now, you should still get an STI panel done every 6 months to keep up and know your status. Okay, we've covered a lot today. I'll be back in part 2 with some more STIs, but in the meantime, y'all know what to do. Sign off in them comments and let me know your thoughts. Let's start a conversation around this because I think this is a super important topic that we should be talking about more. Now, please like, share, and subscribe. Join the Connor crew and y'all know what to do. Tap that button to find out when I drop a new video, okay? They love shadow banning us out here. Now remember, this is a sex positive space. Let's discuss some let's learn some grow, then share that. Until next time, y'all.